Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Partner Spotlight. My name is Chris Lucrezia. I'm the Trade Sales and Marketing Manager here at WorldVia. And hey, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to our fantastic WorldVia YouTube channel, where you're going to see all kinds of different things that are educational, informative, and overall fun. Because today, we're going to have a lot of fun. I have someone with me that I'm very excited to be joined by somebody who truly knows the ins and outs of the cruise world. Tracie Lawrence, she is our Southeastern Business Development Manager with Princess Cruises. Tracie, good to see you.
Good morning.
Today, we're going to explore what sets Princess apart. From their signature medallion class experience and luxurious sanctuary spaces to their unforgettable Alaska itineraries and advisor-friendly tools. Whether you're new to sailing Princess or looking to deepen your knowledge, this conversation is packed with insights. I think we have a real quick video to run.
We do.
Welcome on board the Love Boat.
Tracie, good to see you.
Thank you, Christopher. Nice to see you as well.
So the Love Boat. So
absolutely.
That's what we're going to talk about today, Princess Cruises, aka the Love Boat. So what is the Love Boat?
Well, from those of you who have been around a minute, you'll remember the show, The Love Boat. Well, that was actually filmed on one of our ships.
Really?
The Pacific Princess, yes. So half the time it's inside the studio and the rest of the time it was on the ship itself. And if you go on YouTube today and watch any of the past shows, and if you look in the background, you will see passengers that are just on board that particular sailing that ended up making it into the show.
Oh, that's
just
fun.
In the background. So it makes it really fun.
That's great. So Tracie, I'm so glad you're here to join us. And for those of you out there who have come to our events, you may recognize Tracie. You have seen her plenty of times at our WorldVia events. But why don't you introduce yourself and let us know, what is your history with cruising?
Well, it goes back a few years. As you know, I joined Princess just about a year and a half ago, but I got to know this brand from bringing groups on board. So I used to host groups all over the world, and I got to look under the hood of a few companies and wanted to work for this beautiful brand that was the original Love Boat, which
Fantastic.
Also makes it fun to talk about.
Fantastic. Well, Tracie, let's get into it, okay? Because everybody out there watching, they may be familiar, they may not be familiar. So for those that are newer to the brand or just getting re-engaged, how would you describe what Princess stands for today?
Well, there's a couple things with our pillars. So we are the classic cruise experience, and they are going to find value. But more than anything, we're a premium brand. So when you get on board, the spaces don't feel as crowded. The food choices are just delicious. Since we're just about at lunchtime, it's going to make us hungry thinking about that. And the value with the Plus and Premier packages, which we're going to get into a little bit more later on.
Tracie, give us a quick snapshot of the Princess guest. Who is your sweet spot traveler?
Anybody who loves to have a good time. It tends to be an active adult and, loves music, loves to meet people, and loves great food. I mean, I think any of us here in your office would be great.
And that's what I like to lay out too. There is a specific style of guest, right? That typically tends to go on Princess, but it's really open to everybody. It really has something to offer for every level of cruiser that's out there. If someone is brand new to the cruising world, or if somebody's super experienced in cruising, Princess really does offer something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Now, Tracie, I know you and I have talked about this, but there's some differences that Princess offers in the world of cruising. There's no shortage of cruise options out there, as you know. What do you think sets Princess apart in the premium cruise space?
Number one is our technology. So technology on board, and when you get on board, if you're used to cruising, there's a key card that you have. Well, this little guy right here, the medallion, has replaced that on our brand.
Ooh.
So all of our ships are Medallion Net Max, And when you're in one of our packages, Wi-Fi is included to make it really easy to use it with the app on your phone. So we're going to get a little bit more detail into this
I want
as
to talk
well.
about that because it seems as though things are changing in the cruise space, and those old-fashioned cards, a lot of people are saying, oh, do I really need this to do everything, to get in my room, to plug it up into my wall, to turn the lights on, all those things. So I love that Princess has the technology that's coming out to change things. What are some only on Princess experiences that travel advisors should be talking about to their clients to get them excited?
Well, number one, we can't get away from this.
No.
with the
We're going to talk
medallion
about that very soon.
and the app. So when we talk to a lot of cruisers, a lot of people like to order food when they're on board.
Sure.
And when they are in their cabin and they order room service, again, if they're in a package with us, there's no charge for that. But we take it, using this app, a step further.
Okay.
So picture this. You're on the deck.
Yeah.
You're under an umbrella.
Sure.
You found your perfect spot. Maybe you're reading a book. You are enjoying a drink with an umbrella in it.
Yes, okay. I like this.
So, all of a sudden you feel, a couple of hunger pains coming up and you're looking around and it's gorgeous and you love your spot and you're thinking, I don't want to lose my spot.
No, because that, as everybody who's cruise knows, when you get up from your chair, it is free. Somebody can take that.
Somebody can take it. So you get on your phone.
Okay.
You get on your phone. You go into your Princess app and you order, boop, 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 a replacement drink, burger and fries, and it gets delivered through the Ocean Now technology, through the app, right to you in your perfect seat.
That's an only on Princess experience.
That's right. So
I like
party
that.
on.
It seems as though the cruiser now that is going out there is really wanting these very specific things when they go on board, because they're making the choice to go on a certain brand. They're making the choice to go on Princess. So it's important that Princess is saying, okay, we're listening to you. We're listening to what you want out there. We're listening to how we can make this experience more fun, better, more engaged. And so medallion class is something that I want to dig into with you, because I think that is a big game changer in the cruise space.
It is a huge game changer.
So what does it unlock in the guest experience exactly?
Well, I'm so happy you asked. So as we already mentioned, it does work through the app on your phone.
Oh, do you have the app?
Yes.
Okay,
so look at there. When you see the app, it will tell you how many days to your next cruise. So look at that. I'll be on the Star Princess in 127 days.
Oh,
so that makes it fun when it starts to count down. But through this experience, once you get booked with your World Via agent, you get booked. If it's your first time on Princess, you go to princesscruises.com and you manage your account, because you got to set up your account first.
Yes, very important. Set up your account.
Step one.
They have to know who you are.
That's right. Create a login. List your password. Your booking that was made by your agent will pull into that. We assign our Captain Circle number, and then at that time, when you're on the web-based browser, it's going to say, now, if you have an Apple, you're going to download this. If you have an Android, you're going to download this. And then you download the app, and you have a login and password to use on there.
Okay.
So once you do that, it's going to pull everything in, and you'll be able to do your dining, book your dining on here. You'll be able to book excursions. You'll be able to link. This is another game changer. You're going to be able to link your travel partners.
Okay.
So think about
Describe
it.
this.
You're traveling with your family.
Yeah.
So you've got multiple cabins. Maybe there's some minors there, and you can link all the bookings into your app.
Okay.
And so think about it. It's a port day. Half the group has gone on one excursion. Half the group has gone on a different excursion.
Yep.
Some folks have gone to the pool.
Yep.
Somebody's gone back to the cabin for a nap.
Yep.
Think about it. So later on, as the ship's going off, getting back onto the ocean and sailing on, there'll be somebody in the group that says, where did everybody go?
Okay, yeah.
So through the app, through the GPS with the app and the medallion, you can see exactly where they are, maybe in the casino or the spa.
Oh.
And whoop, 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 you can be mapped right to them.
Well, because that's important because you can't really call, when you're on the ship, it's not like you're calling somebody and saying, "Hey, where are you?"
Mm-hmm.
So being able to find where your group is, that's really, really cool. I did not know that
It's
it did
great.
that.
And for parents, it gives you
Yeah.
an added level of comfort to know that you can pull up and see exactly where your child is at any given time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it really does make that part easy. And if you want some time alone and you don't want to be found, yes, you can mark yourself as unavailable.
Wow. Okay. How has this helped elevate personalization for new and repeat customers?
Listen, it's lovely. So if your agents put what's being celebrated, whether it's a birthday
yes.
or an anniversary or wherever, and your client's on board, and they walk past one of the interactive pads that are on the wall, these are pretty big, so it will pop up on there and say, "Congratulations" or "Happy birthday."
Really?
And folks go crazy over this. So
just having that medallion, when you walk by that will trigger something that'll say happy birthday or happy anniversary, something
That's
like
right.
that.
As long as the agent has put those notes into the booking and said that they're celebrating. So the other thing, it makes life easier because if you're coming back from the pool or from that day where you've been shopping out at the port and your hands are full, and anybody who's cruised before has had this experience where you've got your bag,
Yes,
your
of course,
hat,
of course.
your bottle of water, maybe your towel, your shopping bags, and you're searching for the key,
Yes.
your card. Forget all that. You're wearing your medallion over here. Wherever it is on my shirt, you're wearing it. And you get to the door, there's a welcome pad there that says, "Welcome, Christopher."
Okay, I like
and
it.
you will hear the click of the door and you just open and walk in.
Wow.
So no looking for your key to unlock the door. Magic. Boop. It happens.
This is making cruising the experience. And I know a lot of people are like, so what's the big deal? It's just unlocking doors for you and doing these things. But, having that key card and having, like you said, having to pull it out and having to get to the door, this is just one extra little step that makes your trip a little bit easier, a little bit better, a little bit more relaxed so that you don't have to worry about these things. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's incredible. So the Ocean Now delivery, room service, the GPS there for folks that like games. There's additional games on board.
Very cool.
That they can play through the app on their phone. And there's something else that is going on that is continuing to develop. But if you're in a port where you see this medallion logo outside the ship in the port on a store, if you go in and they accept this for payment because it's connected to your credit card, when you get back on board, we refund you 7% automatically in the credit card fees and the foreign charge fees right into your onboard account, which is connected to your credit card.
That is impressive.
So if you're not spending that, it gets refunded, or you can spend it on board.
So really, the medallion class is really setting everything completely different. It's changing cruising, and this is on every ship.
Every ship.
Wow, I thought it was only. I was going to ask.
16 ships, and the 17th today with the new star coming out.
I was going to say, maybe it's only on a select 3 or 4.
No.
This is every ship.
Medallion Net Max, every single ship.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Very impressive. So something else that's really impressive about Princess is the idea of that ship within a ship concept. Princess is really pushing that forward. They're saying, we know a lot of people do that. We know a lot of clients out there and a lot of cruisers really like that concept, but how are we going to do it different? How are we going to do it better? Well, you all have the Sanctuary, and I know we have a quick little video on the Sanctuary that really has some enticing visuals. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Do you want to get spoiled?
Yes, of course.
So when you're on the Sun or the Star, the two new ships, you can stay in the sanctuary classification. And we've done this, one thing that's a little bit different with us. A lot of lines have the ship within a ship
Sure.
experience, and that's what this is. We have added it for every suite, but in addition to that, there are 123 mini suites that have it, and 12 deluxe balconies.
Oh,
So we can meet you where you are. So if you are at your favorite cabin is that deluxe balcony, you can celebrate something big or just celebrate that you're cruising.
yes,
Why not?
exactly.
And be in the sanctuary classification. What that gets you, you automatically have the premium drink package, and we'll
Okay.
be talking about that in a little bit. It also gives you the private sanctuary restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It gives you the private lounge at the back of the ship, which you were seeing on the video, that is upgraded furniture. There's a bartender back there, there's a juice guy back there, there's music. It is a upgraded experience, and you have to be at least 16 to get into that area.
Okay, okay.
So no young children. It's at the very back. It is gorgeous, and it feels very luxurious. In your cabin, there are also additional benefits, similar to when you stay in a 5-star property.
Right, right.
And you might have, you have the robes. Well, anybody who's cruised with us know you have the cotton waffle robes that are in a lot of the cabins.
Yes.
Well, in the sanctuary cabins, we have upgraded the robe.
Oh, we even upgraded to those, huh?
So beautiful champagne color. Upgraded bag, and the bag you get to keep and take home.
Ooh.
And then there are other treats that I won't spill the beans on. You can find those when you get there. But it's taking your vacation to the next level.
Right, right.
So the suite guest,
Okay.
full suites, they are getting the things we just mentioned, the private restaurant,
Yes.
sanctuary. They are getting the back area. They're getting all the perks, the plus package. They're getting the suite restaurant.
Wow.
That's a
Ooh.
private restaurant. So you're getting 2 private restaurants.
That's very nice.
And on the Sun and the Star, there's a beautiful separate lounge for the suite guest. So you want to be spoiled rotten? Book a suite.
Why? Okay, so why do you think that this concept is so popular amongst cruisers?
I think that travelers in general are more educated,
Yeah.
and they work hard. So when they are on vacation, they want to be spoiled.
Sure.
They
sure.
want they want something that makes them feel special and allows them to really experience something that they don't get at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes it nice, and as the agent selling this, it really makes you stand out and makes you get seen as the experienced agent
I like that.
to tell them about it.
Who is the typical guest that tends to go into the sanctuary?
It really is anyone, but it tends to be folks that either one, they're celebrating something.
Okay.
Could be anything, and it's our experienced cruisers. So a lot of the experienced ones, and then sometimes with multi-generational families, the grandparents are used to being on a smaller ship.
Mhm.
So they really want that ship within a ship experience. So they're booking a suite. So then the rest of their family might be in mini suites or those deluxe balconies, and making it so they can eat together in the sanctuary restaurant. And as long as the grandchildren are older,
Mhm.
Past 16, they can also be in the back private area.
That's nice.
Mhm.
So it tends to be those cruisers, like you said, experienced ones that have been cruising for a very long time, that are used to different amenities, different luxuries when it comes to cruising. And I like that you pointed out that it could be those multi-generational. So the whole family could be on the ship. The grandparents can be in that sanctuary, the parents can be in that sanctuary, and the rest of the family can be in the rest of the rooms, and it's giving them the opportunity to be separate, but then also come together.
That's right.
Is this on every ship?
It is not on every ship.
Right.
It is currently only on the Star and the Sun. And we do have a sanctuary area that is usually our quiet area on some of the ships, but this is different. So the sanctuary classification on the Sun and the Star only. So the Sun came out last year, and the Star is coming out this fall.
Yes, very excited.
So we're all excited about that. It gives your guest that spoilization, I like to call it.
Ooh, that's a good word. I like that.
I don't know if that's a real word, but that's Tracie's word. Spoilization on the Sun and the Star, to be in that ship within a ship experience and really get spoiled rotten.
I like it. I like that Princess is doing it different. They're changing it up with all these things, with the medallion, with the sanctuary. It's making that cruising experience different, new, fresh for those people that have been cruising for their whole lives, or for those people that are just now saying, I would like to take a cruise, but I want to do something different.
That's right. It's new and exciting. But let me mention, with these changes in technology, we still give you that classic cruise experience.
That's a good point.
So if you're going into one of the lovely main dining areas on any of our ship, it's still tablecloths, and you sit down and you're handed a menu, and you can do those multiple courses that you're used to. And the food, again, on board is great.
Amazing.
I mean, our gosh, have we even talked about, well, we'll get there with the packages of what's included with the premium desserts. We haven't even talked about that.
No, we're gonna get to premium desserts. Don't you worry. But there is one big topic that I want to talk to you about, because when you think of Princess, a lot of times there is one location that a lot of people tend to think of, and it's a great location.
That's right.
And that is Alaska.
Alaska.
So we have a quick video.
Oh yeah,
Tracie, I want to
video.
show you. We have a quick Alaska video. Let's run to that. Tracie.
Alaska.
Princess is truly synonymous with Alaska for so many travelers. What continues to make your Alaska program the industry leader?
Well, let me start by saying we have been taking guests to Alaska for over 55 years.
Oh, wow.
And that point is important, because it shows that we at Princess have cultivated relationships. So when you see the train, that's on the Alaska Via Rail. I'm sorry, I just mixed that up with the Canada Via Rail. It's on the Alaska Rail. And the Alaska Rail service, which has been there a long time, has allowed us to buy our cars that are on there. So when you are on the Princess branded cars, they all have those domes, and you get the 360-degree views when you do the land. Cruising, we have more tickets into Glacier Bay. Again, because we've been there longer than anybody. And it's one of the reasons, well, you saw on there, we're #1 in Alaska again. And we win that. We are lucky that we win that year after year. It's not just bull. I mean, the reason we do it, there's a couple things. One, we own the lodges. We own the lodges. Really? So we're not having to subcontract lodges. And it makes the experience for your clients smooth and easy. They, if they're doing land, I like to recommend land at the beginning, but you can do it either way, at the beginning or the end. If you fly into Fairbanks, you have your transfer. Your luggage that you're not going to use until you get on the ship is transferred for you, so you don't even have to deal with it.
That's nice.
Your luggage is transferred every day. You can buy a meal plan for the land portion, which you cannot do with other brands.
Wow.
And that's because we own the lodges.
Okay.
And for budgeting for Alaska, where food can be a little more expensive, it makes it very easy for your clients, and for clients that are watching this, get the meal plan. It makes budgeting easier for that land portion.
What do you think it is about Alaska that draws people and that draws people with Princess?
Gosh, all the things. The great land. Alaska's beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, that it blows you away the first time you go. And for me, I'm going next month in 3 short weeks. I'll be on the
Nice.
land portion again, and I can't wait. It'll be my 3rd time up there, so I can stay up to date
Yeah.
to answer questions. And the air quality,
Oh,
the
no one's ever said
water
that.
quality, the food quality. You know, it's, I mean, when I'm on board the ship, you have to have a balcony. When you're standing, you start your morning with
Right.
your cup of coffee and you're out on the balcony and you're looking at the beauty and you feel like, oh my God, let me breathe in this air that is clean, and you know the humidity's low and usually it's a little more crisp. The pictures turn out great because the less humidity, so the pictures are really clear,
Mm.
which is lovely. Seeing whales, seeing the big 5, the cantaloupe, the
Moose,
moose,
elk.
yes, the wolf.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you get to see these creatures in their
Oh.
natural habitat, and it makes it really
Eagle?
fun. Eagles. I mean,
Okay.
listen, the eagles, when you're on your balcony, you will see eagles.
Okay.
I mean,
Good
I
to
don't
know.
like
Good
to tell
know.
you that, you know, usually you might see animals, but for eagles, they're around.
They're around all-
flying.
they're all over the place.
They're around. So hopefully you will see an eagle if you're looking up. Yeah, it's incredible. The local people that are there, the local products that you can purchase while you're
Yes.
there. I wore my Alaskan jade bracelet today from one of my prior trips, and it's a favorite of mine, and feels like I'm wearing a little tiny piece of the great land
I like
right
that.
there.
I like that. Does part of that experience come onto the ship?
Yes. Absolutely. We have the North to Alaska program, which is shown on the ship, and folks get really excited about puppies in the piazza.
Yes, that's right.
So these are the puppies. You're familiar with the
Iditarod?
Iditarod,
Yep.
right? So the dogs that lead these packs and work in tandem, it starts at puppies.
Right.
They want them to be socialized, and it's really important as they get the little puppies that grow up together and can work together in these teams. It's a whole thing, and you can hold the puppies. You can also go out and experience different parts of this. You can fly to a glacier and actually be on a dog sled, an actual
Oh,
one.
wow.
You can go to some of the parks that raise the dogs and experience the training of it. So I can give you an example. As they are training the teams and they are put in the harnesses, they will attach them to a ATV that has been
Sure.
modified. And so you can sit on this thing and get pulled by this team of dogs, and it feels romantic and
That is
interesting anyway, but it's a real important to the culture up there, you know.
I love that all those parts of Alaska come onto the Princess ship, and you're able to experience all that through Princess cruise tours.
Cruise tours.
So cruise tours is a major part of Alaska cruising. Can you walk us through cruise tours and how to match that? Those that are watching out there that are either advisors or people wanting to go on cruises, how do you match the right person to the right cruise tour?
Well, one thing we do with our cruise tours is we have classifications on them, so they're marked as easy or
Important.
more walking or more difficult. You know, so you can check in with yourself and think, well, how much can I walk, or how much am I wanting to do, or what is it that I want to do? So if you're thinking about Alaska and you're booked, I would create a list like, what's most important to me? Do I want to see Denali? Do I want to experience the dog sleds? Do I want to fish? Do I want to see bears? Do I want to see the whales?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the whales are there during the summer, so like us, the whales. And you can take different excursions, because there's a possibility, like if we think about whales, you might see them from your balcony.
Sure.
But you can do a tour. I personally usually take these out of Juneau, where those boat captains, they're smaller boats, they speak to each other. And when they see whales and see where they're feeding or see where the packs, they're not called packs. I just forgot. It went right out of my head. Anyway, when you see the groups of them,
Yeah.
they will talk to each other and they will let the different captains of the small boats know.
Mm,
So it doesn't matter which one you take, you are more than likely going to see
that's nice.
whales. And they will find where they're feeding. And I'll give you a little hint there. If you are a novice photographer, you do everything on your phone, when the smaller boat pulls up to one of these pods that are feeding,
Yeah.
point your camera at them and keep clicking the button.
Just keep clicking.
Just keep clicking the button, keep clicking the button. And what happens is it's hard to see it and then take a picture of it. So just keep doing it because they're feeding, and you'll look back through your photos and there'll be a bunch to delete. But you will have a tail.
Some good ones.
You'll have a
yes,
spout.
yes.
You'll catch some things on there that you wouldn't catch if you're waiting and trying to get it. Plus, you're able to watch what's going on.
Is the
so you don't
tail
miss it.
is the tail picture like the one you want, or them coming
Yes.
out of the water? That's the one you
Yes,
want.
They're going back into the water, and it's just the tail out. And yes,
So
it's fun.
What are some of the most popular cruise tour options that you see and that you've seen in your time?
A lot of people want to go to Hubbard Glacier,
Oh, okay.
so you'll see that being really well booked. You can do smaller group tours, and at Princess, we're always thinking about what's exciting and new.
Sure.
We take that seriously. So today you can do with one of the cruise tours, so it's booked this way. It includes a float plane for a
Okay.
group of 18, so it's a small group that
Wow.
takes you over to Katmai, which is part of the Kodiak Islands. And you have a protected area there where there's a platform. So from a safe viewing, you can watch the bears in their natural habitat.
Really?
And these are the big ones. The big ones that you don't want to get so close to. But they'll be in the river feeding fish into themselves, catching the fish and eating
Wow.
them. So for folks that are into the bears and it's important to them to see them, this Katmai, and it's Katmai,
Okay. Okay.
Katmai, it is incredible. It's an experience that they wouldn't want to miss. So it is offered on some of the cruise-only itineraries
Okay.
where it's a small group departure, but on some of the cruise tours, it's built in.
Oh, very nice.
So it's already built in. So for the agents, it makes it easy. And for the clients wanting to book that, they can ask their agent and the agent can find it
What?
easily.
Before we get off Alaska, because it is such a big part of the Princess story and everything that Princess is doing now, what do you think is for someone who's never been, what do you think is
Well-
the best part about Alaska?
It's so hard to narrow that down. But if they're working with an agent, they can give them this map of Alaska,
I like that.
which can help break it down, because when you are in the inside passage, there's a lot you can see from the cruise. But this can help you navigate what it is you want to see.
That's important, especially if you've never been before.
Right. And if it's a bucket list item for you,
Yeah.
you want to see as much as you can when you go.
Yeah.
And when you cruise, if you're doing cruise only, you can do one way, the Voyage of the Glaciers, which takes you from either Whittier, which Anchorage is where you fly into, down to Vancouver, or it takes you from Vancouver up.
Okay.
And you can pull the train in on that if you're only doing cruise to take you back to the airport as a piece of that. But if you're really doing Alaska, you want to do the land and cruise.
Right.
Because Fairbanks, I like going into the land first because you're getting the hard parts out first. So you're flying, we're on the East Coast, so you're flying to Fairbanks in the middle of Alaska, get that long flight out first. And then you've got your luggage is handled. You can stay in Fairbanks a day or two. There are things to do there.
Mm-hmm.
There are hot springs. There are museums. It's an interesting town. It's more of a town.
Okay.
It's interesting because it's right in the center of Alaska. It gets the hottest and the coolest of the weather.
Interesting.
So you might have 90 degrees when you're in Fairbanks, and then you get on your transfer to the northbound Princess Lodge in Denali,
Ooh.
and you're going up, in elevation, and then it gets cooler. That's why
fun. That's fun.
your agents will tell you you have to dress like an onion. So you need these layers.
That's right.
Because of the different temperatures you might experience when you are in Alaska.
I love that. So, Tracie, you've got me sold. I'm going on the trip to Alaska, but on my trip, I need things to eat, things to drink when I'm on this trip. So let's talk about the Plus and Premier packages. Why don't we?
Why don't we?
So they offer bundled value. Can you break down what's included and what type of client is best for each package?
Well, I can tell you we just have 2 packages. We've made it as simple as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are only offered on the ship.
Okay.
Okay, so it's ship only. You can have the Plus package, which is the baseline package. So we include prepaid gratuities,
Very nice.
which everybody pays. We include Wi-Fi for 1 device,
Very nice.
and we include all drinks up to a $15 value.
Sure.
And when we say all drinks, your fountain sodas, juice, we talk about coffee. We talked about it today. We
did.
want a good coffee.
Yes.
You want to go to the barista.
Yes.
You want to get a cappuccino in the morning, something fancy with oat milk or almond milk, or you want iced macchiato
Yes.
in the afternoon.
Yes.
It's included in our packages. Bottles of water, the large bottles of water, because you might want to take one of these out when you're going
Ooh, good point.
on different shore excursions. They're included. Alcohol up to $15. And it's all of them. It's your nice iced daiquiris, it's your beers, your wine, your mixed
Wow.
cocktails, up to $15 value. So then we didn't stop there.
Okay. All right.
We did not stop there. So we have a lot of opportunity for specialty dining on board.
Yes.
And Chris, let me say, there
All
is plenty of included dining on board.
For-
Plenty.
And that's what one thing I always like to point out is that yes, they're when you're on a cruise, especially on Princess, you have the plethora of options for food, and they're all fantastic. But
Yeah.
sometimes
You want something else.
you want something else. You want something a little bit more. It's maybe you're celebrating an anniversary.
Maybe, or maybe you are just a foodie and
That's
you
true.
want to do all the best things you can do on board. So with the Plus package, we include 2 casual dinings per person per
Wow.
length of the cruise. And these are like Gigi's or Alfredo's. So Princess has won multiple awards for our pizza on board.
Ooh, yes.
So if you're by the pool, you can get a slice.
Yep,
It's
yep,
included
that's what
with
I
your
want.
cruise package. But sometimes you just want something fresh, and it's all fresh. But you want to sit down, you want to have a pie,
Yeah, a whole
and
pie.
maybe a salad, and
Yeah.
you're wanting this to made to your specifications,
Yes.
and you are interested. So you go in the piazza. Our ships are built in Italy, so the piazza, the center, the heart of the ship. You have Gigi's on some ships and Alfredo's on the other. So you can sit down,
Yes.
have your fresh made pie,
Yes.
have a salad, have antipasto, whatever you want, and it's included with your package. So you can have that. Some of the ships have the Salty Dog Cafe.
Ooh.
Some of them have O'Malley's, the Irish pub, which is very popular. So these are under that casual specialty dining. So with the package with Plus, you get 2 of these per person per length of the cruise.
That's very nice.
We didn't even stop there.
Okay.
So we have tons of desserts on board.
You were hinting at that earlier, and now I want to know what exactly you're talking about here.
So do we have the picture? Can we put the picture up of what I like to
I don't know if I
about?
have that picture.
We might not have it.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're on board, first off, you should know that we have certified Italian gelato at sea.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Certified Italian
Certified.
gelato at sea. The flavors will vary. They make fresh gelato every day. In the piazza, You can get a little scoop of that if you want, or a cone, or you can have what I like to call a Instagrammable milkshake. So these are
That's right.
about this big. If you were to buy them out of pocket, they're about anywhere from $12.95 to $14.95 or $15.95 per, depending on what you're putting in it.
Yes, yes, yes.
On Plus, you get 2 of these per person per day.
2 per person per day.
Per day. So you can have 2 of these big. If you're a milkshake person, you don't want to miss it.
No.
There is also the International Cafe, which is in the Piazza. It's one of my favorite places to start and have breakfast.
I like that.
It's close to the barista, so you can get your cappuccino. And you can get light bites, avocado toast, or something easy and on the healthy side. If you want a green juice, you can get it there in the morning. And if you want a nicer dessert, sometimes it's there in the case, and sometimes it's at the gelato stand.
Okay, okay.
There are cakes that are usually about this tall, and they're multi-layer. And if you were to pay for them out of pocket, they're about $5 a slice. Well, again, they're in that premium dessert category. So you can, with the milkshakes, you can have 2 per person per day. You got to pick which one you want.
Sure, you can't have, hey, that's a
Right.
lot of sweets.
And because of that, we also include the fitness classes.
What?
So you can have these all, stuff you're going to do anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's prepaid $60 per person per day in the cruise, and
And that's the plus.
the plus package.
Okay.
So
and that
this
includes
is
non-alcoholic drinks.
yes. So this
Okay,
is great
excellent.
for your minors too, because they can drink you out of house and home with
Yes.
fountain sodas.
Yes.
And it gives them Wi-Fi so that the app will work right. It also means that you can call through WhatsApp,
oh, really?
when you're
Interesting.
on Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay, okay. Good point.
through there, and you can message through your Princess app.
That's important.
Yeah, so it makes it easy for you to stay in touch.
So that's the plus.
That's the plus.
What about the premiere?
So you and I both know
Yeah.
there's always somebody, including myself, who wants more.
Yes. Always. Always.
So for $90 per person per day, so
Okay.
only $30 more.
Sure.
Number one, it still includes the gratuities. Wi-Fi, we go up to 4 devices.
That's a lot.
4 devices. So, look, I have 2 phones and a laptop, so I'm at 3 already. So it sounds like a lot, but that's per person. So if people maybe they have a laptop because they're going to work
an
a little
iPad.
bit, or an iPad or Kindle,
Yeah.
they don't have to log out
Which
and then log in.
and people who have experienced that Wi-Fi, they've all done that. Log out of one, log into
into the other.
another.
Now, we do allow you, if you're on Plus, you can do that. You can log out of one
Okay.
device and log into another one, maybe using your phone by the pool. But when you get back to the cabin, you want to use your iPad, then you could log out and log in. So you can do that. We allow you to. No worries. Party on. And then, so 4 devices. Gratuities, everybody pays that. It's $18 per person per day. It's on everybody's bill. With the drinks, we bump that up to the $20 drinks in value.
okay.
It goes up to $20, so you can get a nice bourbon or a nice glass of wine. And guess what?
What?
It's unlimited.
Oh boy.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Unlimited. You're not driving. Party on.
No.
But remember, it includes your non-alcoholic too, your mocktails, your sodas, your Red Bull, your, all
Oh, that's
of
cool.
that stuff.
That's
So,
very cool. So like Red Bulls, you can get one a
Yeah.
day. And all right, I like
yeah,
that.
you can get it. We didn't stop there.
Oh my gosh. You guys never stop.
Specialty dining, it's
Uh-huh.
included. So you can do Crown Grill, Love by Brito, the Fresh Catch by Rudy. All of those things you could eat at specialty dining every night, depending on which
Wow.
ship you're
Oh,
on.
That's pretty impressive.
Included. So the casual dining included and specialty dining included. So both options there. Premium desserts, we just talked
we talked
about
about
those Instagrammable milkshakes.
Yep.
The stuff, it's unlimited.
That I think when you're on the ship and you're in the moment and you're just saying to yourself, you know, I'm on vacation.
Why not?
Why not? Why not get a couple of milkshakes? Why not specialty dine every night? Why not have a couple drinks? I just love that you have the option as somebody traveling, or everybody out there in World Via who is the advisor and who is thinking of ways to help. Like, what is going to what's going to make me different? What can I offer? These are the things that they can offer that's really going to set them apart.
We didn't stop there.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, for your clients that like all-inclusives, or, you know, you're prepaying the things you're going to do anyway when you get on board. The photo package.
People forget about the photo package.
So they forget about it. And if you've been on any cruise and you buy some photos, you know, it gets a little pricey.
Sure does.
On Princess, in the Premier, we include it. So you can print out up to 3 pictures, and this is per person. So you can print out 3, your partner can print out 3. The rest of the photos, they will download them to your phone via the app. You can make your neighbors jealous. Post away.
So you get all those photos right onto your phone.
All of them.
I like that. I like
through the app.
All those professional photos are sent right to your. You know, you have your own photos that you're taking with your camera, with your phone, and then you have all the professional ones out there. Do we have a couple comments, Producer Evan?
Any questions too in the comments that somebody might want us to clarify?
Attitudes and latitudes. We answered this. Are the non-alcoholics counted in the 15 daily beverages? Which yes, they are. I like that.
Yes, and that is all the juices. That is the bottled water and all the fountain sodas and your mocktails. So if you want to get a virgin daiquiri, maybe you don't drink alcohol, but you still want to have a beautiful strawberry daiquiri by the pool, or a pina colada.
Yes.
We like the pina coladas.
So let's talk about Alaska. Yes, we love Alaska. Well, okay, so let's get into that. So what are some of the tools that the advisors have at their disposal from Princess? What can they get?
Right. Well, they can get a lot. So they can log in through OneSource. That is our agent-only portal.
Yes.
Where they can order these beautiful things that help you break down traveling in Alaska. So look at this in the Alaska brochure.
That is impressive.
Breaks out the tours, the nights of the tours, if you're going to cruise before or after. I mean, this gives you a lot of opportunities and makes it a little bit easier to talk about the great land that it is. Our training for our agents on board is great.
Sure.
And I can talk about this not just as an employee of Princess, but my background, as you know, I come from the agencies.
Sure.
I worked for AAA and I worked for 2 different cruise planner franchisee owners back in my past. And with that, when you're an agent, you take lots of trainings.
Yeah.
Princess gives you, it's a time commitment. It is a solid 2-week training class if you work on it every day. At the end of that, we reward you with a cruise, a graduation cruise.
Ooh.
You can get on board and experience it for yourself.
Amazing.
The other thing we do for our agents to say thank you, because Princess loves our travel agents, as you know, you've seen this yourself. You get elite benefits by completing the training, and it follows you. So if you're doing groups or you're traveling with your family, you can take your clothes home free. You know, laundry's included in that. When you get to the elite, you get free laundry. You get the mini bar setup. You get priority embarkation and disembarkation.
That is very important.
So there are a lot of perks with that. As our loyal clients know, you get the black medallion.
Yes.
But as a travel agent, and I know, I hear it all the time, the excuses, oh, we're busy. But if you think you're going to get into groups and as an agent and you're going to host groups, having that certification when you're on board means that you can use the elite counter for any weird issues that pop up. So it's a soft benefit.
That is a good point. I like that.
Too. And it makes you look like the experienced person when you have that black medallion too. So
Tracie, I want to I think that there's so many good options out there for our advisors when they're working with Princess. There's so many good things that they can grab, just like these physical magazines and everything that they can offer to their clients out there to really set themselves apart, which I really, really like.
Right.
What is one thing when we're talking about what's something that they need to take away from that advisor portal? What is the best thing that you think that they can go in there and grab to help them out?
Listen, when they go into One Source in sales and marketing, they can see what the current promos are so that their clients are getting, and they can book them themselves, even if their client doesn't know what's on sale. They can also get comparison charts for the Plus and Premier.
I like that.
What we include, what other brands may or may not include. It helps them when they're looking at dollars and they think that matching their client up to the right brand. Princess can be the right brand for a lot of their clients, and the value proposition with our Plus and Premier packages is a game changer.
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk about, before we leave today, we are in the middle of 2025, but that doesn't mean that you can't still sail in 2025, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You can still sail.
You can still sail. Oh God, yes. I mean, we sail the whole year, but you can still sell
and sail in 2025.
In 2025.
What are some of the big things that? What are some of the destinations, the itineraries that you can still get into in 2025?
Exactly. What to book now for this year.
Yes, for this year.
Canada, New England.
Ooh, Canada, New England.
So we have ships in New York City and Boston that do a variety of Canada, New England sailings. Takes you up to Nova Scotia. You can go to Halifax, see Peggy's Cove. It's a beautiful time to go in the fall, so you could see the leaves changing with some of the hardwoods.
I like that.
Sometimes there's a repositioning cruise that might be coming out of Quebec that will come back down the coast, which can be nice to take, especially if you want something a little longer.
Okay, so you go up to Quebec and then you can come down, and then it takes you home.
That's right. Brings you back to to Florida.
Yeah.
So it's a long trip. But I want to mention something, because some of these smaller ports like Bar Harbor are limiting larger ships from coming into the port. And this year in 2025, if you're interested in Bar Harbor, which is it's such a sweet spot to see, and it's one of the great places to get a lobster roll. I like to get it from this little place with the red awning. That's you can walk to it and take your lobster roll down to the bench and see the port there. It's always yummy and a nice experience. But we're listed, our ship was grandfathered in, so we're one of the last brands that are going to be able to take folks there this year. So if it's important to you, look for the itineraries that include Bar Harbor, because cruising to Bar Harbor is going to be harder in the future. It's only going to be those really small ships.
All right, so let's say we want something a little more warm during the end of the year. What are some of our options?
Right. Holiday sailings is something else to book now. So family groups, you can sail for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And November 1st, that H word we don't really like to say, that season is over, November 1st. It can be beautiful to sail in the Caribbean. In December, there's a little shoulder season after Thanksgiving for people looking for deals. After Thanksgiving, before the holiday, before Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa and all the holidays in December start. And sailing for those, the ships are decorated.
That's fun.
You can see the lighted menorah on board. You get to see Christmas trees and holly and different things on board. The ships are beautiful. It can take the stress out. You can decorate your cabin if you want. Fun things. And it really allows people to do some things together and family members to go out and enjoy their time. And that stuff you can book now. There's still availability. And booking, well, we've been talking about the new ship, the Star.
Yeah.
She's going to have her inaugural season coming out in the Mediterranean, because it's built in Italy.
Yeah.
So do the Med first in October. In November, she's going to reposition, come across the transatlantic. So she docks in Fort Lauderdale for the holiday season.
Oh.
So this year we have 2 brand new ships in Fort Lauderdale for the holiday season and for the winter season when it's cold here and folks want to cruise and go
Yes.
somewhere warm.
Yes.
They can experience a brand new ship and be in the Caribbean.
That's a sail to me.
We also have a ship in San Juan.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can fly to San Juan and then you can go down to the Leeward Islands and see, Martinique or Dominica or, Barbados, some of those islands that are a little bit different in the southern Antilles
So there's
down
just
there.
so many options for 2025 to enjoy a beautiful Princess cruise. You get the medallion access, so you have
That's
ease
right.
of use on everything. You get the Plus and Premier packages, so you have your drinks, you have your desserts, you have your food options.
And your fitness classes.
And your fitness classes. And you can do this during the holiday season and take the stress out of that everybody getting together at one person's house and having to cook a big meal or something. Let
Right.
Princess do it for you.
Let Princess do it for you and build a memory
Ooh,
bank
yes.
instead of all those additional presents. So
And then you get those
it can be
photos, those professional photos right on your device. I mean, there's so
Right
many,
on your device.
it pretty much sells itself, right?
It's gorgeous. It's a fun time to travel that way. And something else, back to the Star, after the holidays in the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to reposition through the Panama Canal.
Ooh, yeah.
We have multiple sailings. You can do a partial Panama or a full transit. She's going to move up the West Coast, and she's going to be in Seattle for the 2026 Alaska season.
Exciting. How exciting is that?
It's awesome.
Going all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, yeah. Oh, we got some questions. Thank you, Producer Evan. Appreciate that. All right.
Live in-person
Kathy,
trainings.
is
Yes.
the Elite automatically added, or do I need to call before I order my medallion?
Okay, so with Elite, you have to finish the training to get the Elite status, and then it is added automatically as long as you are at least 2 weeks from your cruise. And every once in a while, if there's a snafu, you just talk to the future cruise person on board, and they can make sure it's added for you.
Excellent. Kathy, I can't wait for my cruise in December on Star.
On the Star. And Kathy, if you go into One Source, you can order this beautiful Electric
like
Star Shine, this little guide that can tell you all about all the fun things you can experience on board. You can also get these so that you can give them to your clients as well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Tracie, thank you so much for joining us today on this Partner Spotlight. I had so much fun with you as usual.
Oh, my
I
pleasure.
always appreciate hanging out with you and talking to you about Princess because you bring so much energy and so much love into the Love Boat. I did
That's
not
right.
think about that, but that's how it turned out. So I think it just shows that there are so many great things going on with Princess, so many technology things, so many options out there that really everybody can sail on Princess and have a great time.
Absolutely. Everybody can. Cruising is meant for all people. Real quick,
Okay.
ADA.
Yes.
All of our ships are
That's
ADA
good.
compliant. Even for folks that are fully in wheelchairs or scooters, we have ADA cabins. It makes it easier for them if you're traveling with somebody like that too with the medallion, because again, when it says welcome
Easy
Christopher,
access.
get to your cabin, the door opens. It makes it a lot easier when you are traveling with somebody who might be limited to a wheelchair.
Thank you for bringing that up.
So
It's
it
very important.
is for all people.
I like that. I like that. And with that, we're going to end our Partner Spotlight today. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our World Via YouTube channel. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you all next time, okay? Bye.